Horror story. The Last Survivor. He wind howled through the shattered windows of St. Ilara's hospital, an eerie wail that sent shivers down the spines of three young explorers. Nathan, Eli, and Sam weren't your typical urban explorers. They weren't athletes or thrill seekers. They were the kind of guys who thrived in the world of logic and books, their strength lying in intellect rather than brawn. What they lacked in physical endurance, they made up for in quick thinking. But sometimes, intelligence isn't enough to survive. I still don't get why we're doing this, Eli muttered as he adjusted his thick glasses. This place has a reputation, man, Nathan smirked, flicking on his flashlight. That's exactly why we're here. Nobody's ever documented what's inside. We could be the first. Sam, the most skeptical of the trio, rolled his eyes. Right, because there's totally a ghost waiting for us inside. They stepped over the rusted gate and into the hospital's main entrance. The stench of decay filled their lungs. Walls were peeling, surgical tools lay scattered across the floor, and the distant sound of dripping water echoed through the corridors. A sign, barely hanging on its last nail, read, "Operating Room, Restricted Access." Let's start there, Nathan whispered. As they walked deeper, their flashlights flickered. Eli tapped his, frowning. That's weird, I just changed the batteries. Then came the sound. A soft giggle, high-pitched and childlike, bouncing off the walls. The three froze. There's someone here, Sam breathed. Nathan shook his head. No way. This place has been abandoned for over 30 years. A shadow darted past them. It was small, barely reaching their waists. The giggle came again, but this time, closer. Eli turned to run, but the door behind them slammed shut with a deafening bang. No, no, no. He pulled at the handle, but it wouldn't budge. Sam backed away, his breathing shallow. We need to stay calm. Then the lights went out completely. When the flashlights flickered back on, she was standing there. A little girl, no older than 6, in a tattered hospital gown. Her eyes were hollow voids of darkness, her face twisted in pain. They let me die, she whispered, tilting her head. Now, I'm never alone. Nathan's brain raced through the possibilities. A hallucination, a trick of the light, but then she took a step forward and the ground beneath them trembled. Sam screamed as an invisible force yanked him backward into the shadows. His cries faded into the distance, replaced by the sickening sound of tearing flesh. We have to move! Nathan grabbed Eli's wrist, dragging him through the hallway. Every door they passed slammed shut, trapping them in a maze of endless corridors. Eli suddenly stopped panting. She's playing with us. Nathan turned, horror dawning on his face. How do you know? A whisper brushed against Eli's ear. Because she's right behind you. Eli was gone in an instant. His body jerked backward with inhuman strength, his glasses clattering to the floor. The sound of his struggle lasted only a second before silence took over. Nathan ran. He didn't think, he just ran. The hospital twisted around him, doors leading nowhere, stairs looping back on themselves. He felt her breath on his neck. He knew if he looked back, he wouldn't make it out. Then, a door, open. The night sky beyond it. Nathan lunged forward, diving through the exit. The second he hit the cold pavement, the door slammed shut behind him. He scrambled to his feet, chest heaving, staring at the lifeless building. No sound, no movement, just silence. He was the only one who made it out. They never found Eli or Sam. The police dismissed it as an urban legend, claiming the boys had likely gotten lost. But Nathan knew better. He felt her watching, waiting. He escaped, but he wasn't free. Because once you step into St. Alara's, you never truly leave.